those of you in this room who are partners in our work, you know that being able to serve this community to our highest ability has been our guiding principle in establishing this campus. It's our why for crafting our program portfolio, our student services, the employees we hire, and the very way this campus was designed. They're all tangible signs of our commitment to our community. There was one student group, however, that until today, we were not able to serve the way we wanted and the way they needed. And today, we're here to take a big step in changing it. I'd like to welcome Mayor Rhodes Conway to the podium to share the exciting news. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Madison College, Dr. Daniels, Tina Hato for hosting us today. I am so excited to announce a joint plan from the city and Madison College to take a big step forward on a critical community issue, and that is the issue of childcare. Access to childcare is an issue that we hear about regularly in our community. We know that here in Madison, the waiting list for childcare is at least 2,500 children. It's a lot of kids looking for care. And South Madison in particular has been identified as an area where childcare is scarce and needed. Lack of childcare holds people back from jobs and careers, and it hinders the economic growth of our city and our region. People need childcare facilities. Thanks to Alder Regina Vitiver, the City of Madison will be implementing a childcare facilities loan program mid-2024 to assist providers with their capital needs. But childcare facilities need childcare workers. It's a hard problem to solve, but we know that hard problems are best solved through partnership. Madison College offers excellent programming that can help address the need for skilled childcare workers, but they need space to expand their offerings. And at the same time, the city has long needed to improve our fire stations to provide gender equity in facilities. Now you all are wondering, why am I talking about childcare facilities and fire stations in the same sentence? It's because I am pleased to announce today that the City of Madison will transfer the property at Fire Station 6, right out here on Badger Road, to Madison College's Goodman South campus. Madison College will use the site for a new facility that will train childcare workers and offer childcare in the community. And just so our friends in fire don't feel left out, the city will build a new, more equitable, and more sustainable fire station to house the crews of Station 6 right across the street. As some of you know, the city already owns several properties on the other side of Badger, so at the corner of Park and Badger, that we are currently planning on developing. The redevelopment will include new affordable housing, space for a new public health clinic for Public Health Madison-Dane County, and space for a new Fire Station 6. At this site, we have the opportunity to act on many important priorities that we have heard from the South Madison community, including the need for more affordable housing. And now, thanks to our partnership with Madison College, we can also help address the need for childcare. These are just a few of the ways that the city is acting on what we've heard as priorities for the South Madison community. And there's still more investment to come. We have built out a TIF district that will provide $115 million to South Madison over a number of projects. We're bringing, with hope for federal funding, the bus rapid transit line down Park Street to South Madison. And again, thanks to our partnership with Madison College, we are so pleased to be able to help support childcare and workforce training as well. This is a great example of what we can do when we work together. I am so grateful to Dr. Daniels and his team at Madison College for their commitment to serving their community with programming and with education. So again, I want to thank Madison College. I want to thank the Community Development Authority, Director Matt Wachter is here, city facilities staff, Madison Fire Department for being flexible and insisting on gender equity, and all of the other city staff who play a role in making this partnership and project available. I also want to thank Alder Knox, who represents the area, for his support in moving this plan forward. And now it's my pleasure to turn the podium over to Dr. Daniels. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My appreciation to Mayor Rose Conway for supporting the proposal from Madison College to obtain the parcel on which the current fire station is located here next to the Goodman South campus. We look forward to building an early learning center that provides quality childcare and additional opportunities to pave a pathway for childcare employment and early childhood education programming. Over 18 months ago, many of our community-based partners came together with the concept of providing childcare to the college and the community. Those partners included Centro Hispano, the Urban League of Greater Madison, the YWCA, the Latino Workforce Academy, One City Schools, the Center for Black Excellence, and the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. At the same time, 18 months ago, the Greater Madison Chamber and United Way of Dane County and I actually served as co-chairs of a group of business leaders that identified child care as the most important barrier that needed to be addressed for recruiting and retaining employees. There is widespread recognition that the lack of quality child care is a barrier to students wanting to attend Madison College and attain the skills that propel them into employment with family-sustaining wages and are continuing their education at four-year institutions. Not having accessible and available quality child care is also a barrier for recruitment and retention of employees at our local businesses, both large and small. Addressing both barriers is tremendously crucial to establishing and maintaining strong economic and community development. This is the first step, albeit a large step, in expanding Goodman South campus's capacity to meet this crucial need. The providing of quality child care on this site complements well the intention of providing quality and affordable housing in addition to improving our fire and public health facilities. I offer much appreciation to our community supporters and our partners, to Mayor Rose Conway, for a shared vision in this project. You all have been working proactively and tirelessly with us to address this community need that will only have a positive and lasting impact on the economic and community development of South Madison. Thank you. I would now like to ask Jessica Ciocci, who's the Dean of Madison College's School of Human and Protective Services, to outline the specifics of the proposed Goodman South Campus Early Learning Center and what this facility will mean to South Madison.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Ciocci, and I am the Dean of the School of Human and Protective Services. My school actually encompasses the campus child care centers, the early childhood education program, and the fire program. So this is a win-win in my mind. So I'm really happy to be here with you today, grateful for the support of the city and our supporters for this incredible opportunity to better meet the needs of our students, our employees, and the South Madison community. Dr. Daniels has referenced and championed that childcare access is a workforce issue, and it is also a student issue. Nationally, 1 in 5 students are also parents, and in community colleges, that number is actually higher. Madison College is in the process of collecting data about our own students, and we are learning that our numbers mirror or if not exceed that data. While student parents have higher GPAs than their non-parenting cohort, they also take longer or have less success completing their programs. One of the primary barriers to this program completion is lack of access to quality childcare. At the same time, childcare access has declined from 2012 to 2021 on campus. There's been a 24% decrease in the number of higher ed institutions that have campus childcares. That has a significant impact on the ability of student parents to be successful. Madison College is very proud to be one of the 5 community colleges in the country who have received the Family U Generation Hope Seal of acknowledgement for the work that we're doing to support our student parents. A part of this work is a 2-generation strategy to create more childcare options that our student parents can use to earn credentials they need to support their families while their children receive the benefits of high-quality care. As we've heard over and over again for some of us in this room, there is a childcare crisis right now in Wisconsin. With many communities, including this one, facing insufficient supplies of childcare spots to meet demand, especially for infants and toddlers. In 2017, there were 175 regulated childcare providers in the greater South Madison area, and by 2021, that number was reduced to 138. At this new location, we will have the ability to initially serve 50 spots for children in our community, potentially increasing this number to over 100 after the project is complete. That will have a significant impact on this community, and we are really proud to be able to offer that. We will also provide drop-in care so we can support our student parents who need temporary short-term childcare to participate in school-related activities or when other care arrangements are not available. These expanded options will remove significant barriers for our student parents. The Early Childhood Education Program, which is our academic early childhood teacher preparation program, is located just right down the hall and downstairs. And one of our goals has really been to focus on closer alignment between campus childcare and the early childhood program. This new center will give us incredible opportunities to strengthen that partnership. The education students will have opportunities to see development theory in action, to learn about developmentally appropriate classroom design and teacher-child interactions, and to understand the importance of strong partnerships with families. They will have expanded options to complete their required fieldwork in high-quality classrooms with experienced and highly qualified mentor teachers. Through these activities, we will continue to build the pipeline of educated and prepared teachers entering the field of early care and education so that those classrooms that currently exist can be staffed with quality staff. So construction of the center will begin mid-year 2024 and occur in 2 phases. The initial phase will have 4 classrooms. 2 of these classrooms will be for infant and toddler children, and 2 of the classrooms will be for 3- and 4-year-old children. Initially, we intend to accommodate about 50 children with the goal of opening in the fall of 2025. Phase 2 will add a 2nd story for a total of 8 classrooms, serving potentially 100 or more children and adding academic programming to expand the use and the resources that we offer to this community. The building will have solar panels. It will meet LEED Gold criteria, continuing the college's commitment to sustainability and minimizing our environmental impact. There will be a playground with age-appropriate materials and equipment, as well as indoor space for physical activity, because we all know what summers and winters are like here in Wisconsin. Classroom design will focus on materials that encourage active exploration and learning in a safe, inviting, and warm environment. We cannot wait to invite you to come back and see it. And with that, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today, and please join me in welcoming Alder Isidore Knox to say a few words.
People tell me often that I need to smile more, So this is an occasion where I can genuinely smile about this opportunity that we're having here. And I'll work on that a little more, okay? Childcare is so important to our community. When I think about it, I think about my own background. My mom raised 5 kids as a single parent, and she had to work night shift in order to be able to have a relative come over overnight. to babysit for us. And that was tough. Most of us who work night shift know you never catch back up with that sleep. So this is really important, not only in terms of making sure that we have affordable health care and quality health care, but just from a health perspective, I think these are significant. I want to take a little moment to thank Jack Daniels for years ago having the vision of placing this institution here so it was kind of like one of the first anchors that in the Urban League to this economic revitalization and cultural revitalization of South Madison. So we really are pleased with this. As the mayor mentioned, there's a lot more to come. I'm having to play catch up real fast for the different projects that are coming. But I think the most important thing is when we have these government collaborations and they're really providing very needed services for our residents, that's the big payoff. People can build things that look nice and all of that, but it's really about the services that we provide to the residents in our community. And we have a lot of young families out here that need support. And so not only does it have to be affordable, it has to be quality too. And I love the opportunity that the college provides to train quality daycare workers. We got to get those salaries up for them though. So
Sure do.
I talked to a lot of people. We have to think about valuing the people who provide those critical services in our community, whether they're teachers, child care professionals. They're really critical to making sure that we raise healthy young citizens, as I always say, who like to come and pay taxes later, right? So that's our goal. We're really excited about this opportunity, and we just hope that this will be maybe one of the first anchors that we'll do in this community. So thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Sam Rickers, and I'm the Deputy Secretary and COO of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. It's really cool to be again standing with partners, the city of Madison, Madison College. We can do really great things when we work together. When people think of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, or economic development in general, what pops to mind first are the big deals, right? I think of the new data center development down in Mount Pleasant, or even in my hometown of Stoughton, Emmy Roth is putting up a new big, awesome manufacturing facility. And that's all exciting. But economic development in WDC's mission is about way more than that. Put simply, it's about people. And WDC is building an economy that works for all of us, and that includes kids. Kids who need a safe, nurturing environment, a learning environment where their parents can work and study, and parents who need reliable and affordable childcare to achieve their career goals, and employers who have to meet staffing needs. All of that means that childcare is a major economic issue. The Bipartisan Policy Center estimates that more than 117,000 Wisconsin children don't have adequate access to childcare. And that's not even talking about the cost of our economy. That cost of each of those children is estimated about $36,000 to $54,000, meaning that altogether Wisconsin's economy is losing out somewhere between $4.2 billion to $6.4 billion, and that's billion with a B, over about 10 years because of the weaknesses in our childcare system here in our state. That means lost wages to families, lost tax revenues, lost productivity, and lost innovation of our businesses. That's why Governor Evers created the Workforce Innovation Grant Program a couple years ago in 2021. And in it, childcare was a key part of the project that were funded, including the one that really was led by Madison College. WDC is really proud to partner with the college as it assesses childcare needs in the greater Madison community, but now really in South Madison. And we've invested, all of us have invested $2.9 million in that Workforce Innovation Grant in Madison College's project. The plans being announced today are super exciting because it will not only help the colleges, as we've heard, provide childcare to their employees and childcare to their students, but it will also help launch the careers of aspiring childcare providers and professionals through amazing training and real world experience. Earlier this month, probably the most exciting part of my conference, WDC moved its offices right down, about a block and a half away, to the Urban League's Black Business Hub. Just down the street. So personally, I'm thrilled to watch the progress here of this new center in my new neighborhood. Thank you so much for coming here today, and I'd love to invite anyone here to ask any questions to any of the speakers that are joining us today. So thank you.
Yeah, I can take your question if you want to go ahead.
Me? Oh, yeah, I was wondering if the child care center will have evening hours for students to use the class.
Yeah, our hope is to have, well, and I can hand it over to Jess for more detail, but yeah, our hope is to have particularly drop-in care for evening courses, and you want to speak more to that?
We definitely have heard from our student
We have definitely heard from, not only from the community, but from our student parents as well, that is a significant need. So it is something, as we design the classrooms, think about scheduling, is sort of front of mind, how we can make that work, because there is a huge lack of that in the city.
I'd like to add to that. When we started talking about the building and doing this program, we looked at this as a 6-day-a-week project. So we would be open, not just early in the morning, but also, what we find that we have a lot of second shift workers who do not have childcare opportunities. And to be able to open those numbers of hours so we can actually meet those needs. So that's what the community has told us. We're trying to meet the community need.
In terms of the initial capacity for 50 children, are you anticipating that will be solely children who are children of students at Madison College?
So the way that we have planned this is that we're going to serve the college parents, but also the community. And I talked about the 7 partners that we have. We committed ourselves to being a part of this so we could serve the community. But I also, when we talk about the 2 phases that we're talking about, is how can we also serve employers? Because as I said before, the big issue here, one of the big issues, is about employees being able to retain employment. And oftentimes that can't happen because of childcare. And so we're going to be serving a wider population.
So 2.9 million is coming from the Workforce Innovation Grant. Are there any numbers we can release about total cost or total hashtag?
We have been in the process of trying to obtain more funding. And at this point in time, we're not able to actually speak to that level of funding. But our hope is that total funding for this project hopefully will be within the next 4 months or so.
I can't tell you the land cost. The land cost is $1.
With the fire station, does that require any additional council approvals, or is that all taken care of?
So we're doing it through the Community Development Authority, and we have initial approvals on the concept. Obviously, as we move forward into contracting, we'll move that through the normal process. I will say, just on the fire station, I mentioned this briefly, but this fire station has been on our list for a long time because it doesn't have sufficient facilities for the increasing gender equality in our workforce. And so it's been on our list to renovate for a long time. And the actual cost of renovation ended up being more than it would cost to build a new facility. So it really made a lot of sense for us to go ahead and just build a new facility.
I just wanted to say thank you to reiterate for the city, every dollar that we don't spend on the land acquisition is another dollar we can put towards the construction of the center. There's a question over here.
Yeah, I do have a question. So is this like childcare center going to be also available for non-grade students as well? Because you know, like our student population with the most need for childcare services is like the ESL students that we serve here in Madison College, and we have new influxes of like people coming from different countries, seeking asylum and also as refugees. So my question is, since we serve around like 1,600 students per semester here in this wonderful campus, is that if these services are going to also be available for the non-grade students?
Yeah, absolutely. It is part of our plan for prioritization to include all of our students in that measure.
Hi, my name is Ned Crowder. I serve as the Vice President of Student Senate, and I guess I'm asking some questions on behalf of students. The first one is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I got nervous.
That's okay.
But my first one is basically, do you know how many students will potentially be able to work in the child care center? And I'm also wondering about if we'll utilize the opportunity of work study to pay some students for working in the child center when available. And then I'll just ask my last question
Okay.
right away. I'm hoping also that there might be a bilingual aspect to the child
Yeah.
care center with the growing population that we have of our students.
Those are excellent questions. I'm going to hand it all over to Jess.
Okay, so I'll try to make sure I capture the ones that you asked, and I may actually rely a little bit on our center director, Donna Joseph, who is here with us as well today. But currently in our Truax location, we do use students quite a bit to provide the quality care that we know is so important to our children and families. So we certainly anticipate continuing to use student help in those classrooms to hire students to meet the needs of our children and our families. And it's a great opportunity for those students, particularly who are in the early childhood program, to have a pathway to paid employment. But they are not the only students that would work in the program. Okay, that was one. Work study, yes. We will continue to support students through work study. Lots of opportunities there to be in the classroom, to help in the kitchen. So plenty of, particularly if we look at doing expanded hours, we recognize that staffing patterns will be one of the things we need to really look at carefully. So using students as support there will be really important to the success of the program. And then the last question was bilingual.
Yes, will there be any bilingual potential like education or services?
Sure. We certainly recognize that is something critical to this community, so we have a lot of interest in supporting our community members, hiring bilingual staff. That's something that the early childhood education program is focusing on significantly right now, expanding our program so that there is a one-year technical diploma that will be offered fully in Spanish. So an excellent pathway to build those relationships and integrate that into the classrooms.
Good afternoon. My name is Fran Lewis. I am also a student senator, but I also have the privilege of being the president for Wisconsin Student Government. And we represent all the students from all 16 Texas colleges. Child care came up as a priority for us as well, so that'll be one of our priorities going forward as of January. And again, one of the things that the students statewide are concerned about are opportunities for this. There's a great opportunity here, but are we able to consider opportunities for students who may want to, say, donate or volunteer their time? And I know that that would involve like a screening process and them being trained, whatever. But if there are opportunities like for us to donate supplies to the child care center as well as our time.
Yeah. Yes, first, I can say yes, and I just want to let you know that I did talk to Senator Brito yesterday about the legislative priority that the Wisconsin student government is working on, and we really appreciate that effort. And so I'll hand it over to Jess to talk a little bit about the opportunities.
First of all, thank you for that question and for your interest in contributing in that fashion. I'll say that as we've really thought more about initially thinking about childcare needs to support our students and then thinking about broader needs, we recognize the importance of communication and really involving as many people as we can in this work. I think that idea that it takes a village to raise a child is so apt. So yes, we would be very interested in partnering with student groups to talk about volunteer opportunities, fundraising, donations. We are very excited to be on the precipice of opening several student, parent, family-friendly study rooms. At the Truax location, there is one open right now at Watertown, but there are always opportunities to do support around that. So we would welcome talking with any organization to think about further partnerships.
All right, and we have time for one more question.
Is it known what the fees are gonna be like for using the center, and will there be a different rate for students at Madison College versus non-students?
Yeah, so we our plan right now is to run the center using the same model that we run the fee structure at our Truax Child Care Center. And what we do there is that we have a market-based rate that is our standard rate, and then we apply a sliding scale based on income. And that sliding scale is applied regardless of your status as a student or not. There is additional funding that we have available through grants that we've received as an organization, such as the C Campus grant, which stands for Child Care Access, means parents in school. Those grants, which is an additional subsidy to the cost of care, are only available to students. But we also participate in programs like Wisconsin Shares. Our goal is to make the center as successful as possible to all families.
Thank you everyone very much.